service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC and Jib Jab greetings. I'm Bud Lowell. Your full AccuWeather forecast is always on top here on your CNC local page. The committee representing retired Eastman Kodak employees is seeking to get involved in a big way with Kodak's sale of its patent assets. The official committee of retired employees has filed papers in the U.S. District Bankruptcy Court in New York City objecting to Kodak's request to sell its digital imaging patents free and clear of various claims. Kodak hopes to use the proceeds from that sale to reorganize and pull itself out of Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Because it's so important, the Retirees Committee argues that it should be involved in the bid, auction, and sale process. Their court filing says no other single event will have a greater impact on the 56,000 Kodak pensioners they represent. In their filing, the retirees argue they've been given no information or role in the patent sale. The committee says it supports the sale process for what it calls these extremely attractive and valuable assets, but has significant objections, issues, and concerns with respect to the minimal role and unilateral limitations and restrictions imposed on the retiree committee under the bidding procedures. That's quoting from the court papers. The committee is asking Judge Alan Gropper for access to bidders' confidential information and other information relating to the patent sales, and they want to participate in any talks to resolve disputes between Kodak and the potential patent buyers. Earlier this week, a number of major electronics companies, including Canon, LG, and Motorola, filed objections to the patent sale unless it protects their existing patent licensing agreements with Kodak. Karen Klein of Greece is done with her job as a school bus monitor. Klein held a thank you barbecue at her home Wednesday night for friends and a special guest, Max Sidorov of Toronto, who started a fundraising campaign on her behalf last week after the YouTube video of Klein being harassed by 7th graders went viral on the internet. The page Sidorov started on the fundraising site Indiegogo was originally intended to raise $5,000 to give Karen Klein a vacation. It's now brought in more than $640,000, with more than 3 weeks still to run before it closes. More than 1 million people around the world have seen the original video on YouTube. Indiegogo says it will deposit 93% of the funds to Mrs. Klein's bank account once the campaign closes. A spokeswoman says Indiegogo keeps 4% as its share, and the rest goes for credit card fees. Klein, who has seemed rather bewildered by what's happened in less than 2 weeks since the original bullying incident, is trying to decide what she'll do with the money. She has a granddaughter with Down syndrome and a grandson with autism. She says she would like to contribute something to both of those causes, and she is not planning to return as a bus monitor in the fall. Sidorov, who came to Rochester this week to meet Klein in person, says he'll keep working against bullying through social media. Ontario Beach Park in Charlotte was closed for swimming Tuesday and Wednesday due to high bacterial counts and poor water clarity. That's a common occurrence at Ontario Beach, which was closed for a total of 38 days during last summer's swimming season. And according to a report from the Natural Resources Defense Council, daily water samples taken at Ontario Beach Park last year exceeded State Health Department standards for swimming areas 30% of the time. That's enough to rank Charlotte among the most polluted beaches in America. The NRDC's annual Testing the Waters report on America's beaches gives slightly better marks to Rochester's Durand-Eastman Beach. Daily water samples there exceeded standards 20% of the time last year. The beach was closed to swimmers for 28 days out of the season. Hamlin Beach State Park Area 4 ranks the best beach in the immediate Rochester area for water quality. It was closed only 3 days for turbidity and bacteria last year. 18% of the samples exceeded state standards. All 3 beaches suffer from a common problem with Great Lakes swimming areas: stormwater runoff, carrying heavy loads of sediment and nutrients into Lake Ontario. Major efforts in the 1980s and 1990s stopped Rochester's sewer system from overloading and pouring untreated waste into the lake during heavy rains. But what experts call non-point source pollution is a lot harder to identify and control. Stormwater runoff from urban and agricultural areas carries everything from dog waste to fertilizers into rivers and streams and eventually into the lake. Nitrogen and phosphorus in those materials feed algae blooms and rapid bacterial growth, and both problems force beaches to close. The NRDC did a comparative analysis of water quality at beaches along the entire U.S. Great Lakes shoreline using publicly available monitoring data from all 8 Great Lakes states. 11% of all samples exceeded their state safety levels for E. coli bacteria. A group of scientists from IBM and the University of Rochester meet Friday to plan the next step in a research partnership designed to harness the power of supercomputers to solve complex health problems. The Health Sciences Research Summit will involve more than 50 scientists from both institutions. They want to identify specific joint research projects in which they can collaborate. Earlier this year, the university announced it would be one of the first academic institutions in the nation to receive IBM's next-generation supercomputer, the Blue Gene Q. On this page, you can find links to these and other stories. At the bottom, links you can use to post your own news updates, sports, salutes, or whatever is important to you directly to us. We do want to know about it here. Next news as it happens, updates when necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.